What's going on, everybody? My name is Orion, and I have a build series going on for a 1968 Ford Mustang Coupe. This is part like 14 or 15, something like that. And in this video, we're going to focus on putting the engine bay back together, dropping the motor in, carburetor rebuild, carburetor install, new radiator install, brake components, which leads me to my next topic. This video is sponsored by MustangSteve.com, but we'll get more into that later on in the video. If you guys are new to the series, I have a bunch more videos on the channel that you guys can go back to and see the progress we made on this car. It has come a long way. For those of you who are not new to the series and you've been sticking around, are on this journey with me, I appreciate you guys. If you guys are not yet subscribed, please do. If you guys happen to enjoy this video, please leave a like. Again, shout out to MustangSteve.com. I think it's enough chit chat. Let's just go ahead and start putting this car back together. Alright guys, and just like that, we got the brand new motor put back in. Very simple. Obviously learned a lot from taking it out. Had no issues with putting it back in. Everything went back in nice. If you guys haven't seen that video of me pulling the motor and taking it apart, putting it back together, that is in the previous video. So go please check that out before y'all continue on with this. Now, the transmission, I went ahead, called around. I was going to rebuild it myself, but after doing some research and whatnot, I think I'd rather just have the warranty. I'm paying $600 for the parts for it, and to do it by myself, obviously it's labor free, but I have a guy who's going to do it for 300 bucks. It comes with the warranty and everything. He's got a shop that's pretty close by, so I'm going to drop it off to him. He's giving me a killer deal on getting this thing rebuilt. Before we do anything, really, we got to get this wiring harness put in, because I would love to go ahead and get this motor running and just make sure I did everything right. And you know, hopefully we can do that in this video. Fingers crossed that we can do that in this video. But let's go ahead and start unboxing this and seeing what we got. All right, so comes with all the connectors that we're gonna need. No idea what that is. I know what this goes to. I'm familiar with this. Tail ground, so tail lights ground harness. We're not going to worry about that just yet. I'm pretty sure this is a fuse box in here. Front lights ground harness, won't worry about that just yet. I guess an install manual. AC harness, thermostat switch. My main goal is to try and have this stuff at least laid out on the engine, and then get this stuff tied into the engine. Alright, so we got the fuse block. This goes inside. Alright, so now all I'm trying to do is cut out as much wiring as I can. Make it easy for me to pull it out. Literally using pipe cutters too, just to get these out, because this loom is so thick. I have nothing else that'll cut it. I mean, I got a grinder with a cutoff wheel and a sawzall, but I don't want to get that stuff in here, so I'll screw that back in. Boom. More harness out. It'd be a little bit easier if I got the steering wheel out of my way, huh? No idea how to with this, but I'm assuming it's this. All right, now we got some more room to work with. I need to replace this anyway, so let's go ahead and cut this. Woo! I gotta start cleaning up some of the mess on the floor so I'm not crawling around in that. Alright, that is the old fuse box out. Easily going to our trash pile. We're gonna go ahead and see what we can do and get this, the new box. Where is it at? Gotta get the new box mounted. So roughly about where the last block was, I'm gonna mount this new block. I'm gonna have to make new holes, so hopefully this works. And the picture shows the wires facing up, so we're gonna go ahead and try and do that. It's a new day, but we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into it. We're gonna try and start feeding all of our wires through. All right, so this is one of like the cool things about recording the whole process is I was able to find out within, you know, a minute of where the previous wiring harness went through. So it goes through this top hole in the firewall that's right here. I just need to get this first one going, and then I can start working it through. I'm pretty confident that it's all of our wires pushed through. Now we need to go ahead and I'm gonna take all this electrical tape off and then we can start wiring it up. All right, so we gotta find wire 920 and connect it to one side of the ballast resistor. And then 970, which is this one, goes on the positive side of the ignition coil. And then 970 again, which is on this loom here somewhere. And then we got 970 again going to the eye post of our starter solenoid. So 921 is this temperature sending unit, and then 922 is the oil pressure sending unit. This is backup lights for some reason, that's up here. This one's 922, this is our oil pressure sending unit, which tachometer signal 923. Yeah, because this is a hot mess. So what we're actually gonna do is take this. This needs to move. All right, so it's time to take a little bit of a break from the engine bay. We're going to go ahead and do is start rebuilding the carburetor so we can get it put back on the engine. Got a rebuild kit for it. It was leaking when I first got it, when I first got the car running. I don't exactly remember where from. For, you know, 30 bucks, just went ahead and got a full rebuild kit. Now I gotta find nuts and bolts for the bottom side because, yeah, the bottom side, I don't know where those nuts and bolts went. I'm kind of annoyed by that, but. So how I want to go about installing this one is I'm not going to reuse the original hardware. I'm kind of going to just use my own nuts and bolts. Alright, just like that, we got a radiator put on. Alright, so we're making a good amount of progress on getting this engine bay put back together. I just want to give a quick shout out to MustangSteve.com for sending me a brand new brake booster and a brake reservoir. Yeah, they've been watching the videos. They hit me up and said, hey, you know, we'd like to send you some stuff. So they did. They have staff that you can reach out to if you guys have any questions, concerns, install questions, anything. Anything, if you guys have any problems, you can just hit them up. But again, thank you guys for sending these out. I didn't get the install part because I had my camera set up and I forgot to hit record. It's all already put back together. Just real quick, the hole for the piston or whatever you want to call it, that your pedal, I guess you can say like the piston or whatnot that your pedal pushes. You do got to make that hole a little bit bigger, which I did, and then drill these holes a little bit bigger. Little bit of finicking. A couple holes I made a little bit bigger to get these to get the threads to fit. But yeah, they just feed right through the firewall. Kind of hard to see because it's a mess in there, but right through the firewall, and then a nut on the other side. But very simple. Again, if you guys have any questions and you guys are interested in the part, please go check out their website. I will put it in the description below. But yeah, thank you once again, Mustang Steve. This won't be the last time y'all are hearing of Mustang Steve on this channel. I have more parts to come from them. I actually have them. I just need to get everything put on. But shout out to Brian. Shout out to Michael. Appreciate you guys. So let's update everybody. You obviously saw the battery tray and the install of the radiator. Funny story about the radiator. I actually had another radiator weeks ago, but the other radiator was literally like 4 inches wider on every side, could barely even fit. Not only that, the radiator wasn't even square. It was like slanted, you know, and it was just all around. I thought it was terrible. I could have made it work. I just didn't like how it looked. It's what you get for cheaping out on parts. Actually, this radiator was only $30 more, so just went a little bit more expensive. Used my own hardware, which you guys saw. Next, I think I want to go ahead and install the proportioning valve that Mustang Steve sent out to me. Get it mounted somewhere and get the lines run. Don't know if I want to do the lines today. For the rest of this video, I want to go ahead and just try and wrap up as much stuff, put as much stuff back into the engine bay as possible. And then in the next video, get everything absolutely tied in 100% in the engine bay, and then start the car. So that's enough chit chat. Let's go ahead, get this proportioning valve put on, and then we'll start tying in some more things. All right, so I kind of want it to go somewhere here in this flat area. Yeah, I can't drill from the inside because I already mounted the brake booster and all that, so I really don't want to take it out just to drill these, so I can just drill from this side and then we'll still be fine. All right. Alright, so I don't like how it looks, or how it feels really just sitting up against this. I feel like it needs to be spaced just a little bit, come out just a little bit to easily tie in the lines, so your lines aren't just right up against the engine bay. So what I'm doing is what I'm gonna do is do a spacer of some sort like this. Just take a couple of these. Really don't like the look of that, so let me set that up on there. Hell, I might even have to take it off just to get the lines on, but we'll just get this temporarily mounted. Get it out of the way. And just like that, you know, you have your lines that come in, they'll tie into here. One on the bottom side, one on this side, one on this side, and we can plumb in our brake lines. But I'm not really liking how this looks to space it out, because with it just sitting up right against it, this outlet wants to kind of point right here. So I can imagine make it a little difficult to plumb one of the lines into here. And then I got it nut and washered on the other side. All right, well, that's where I'm going to call it with this video. This one was a little bit all over the place when it comes to the engine bay. We're trying to get as much of the parts put back into the vehicle as possible. In the next video, we're really going to focus on just tying in the last bits of the engine bay, testing the engine, doing a leak down test, verifying everything is good, valves are closing before we fire it up. And then, yeah, if everything's good, we'll go ahead and fire it up in the next video. If you guys are new to this series, feel free to check out the previous videos I have. This is like part 14, 15, something like that on this channel. And for those of you who have been sticking around and aren't yet subscribed, feel free to subscribe. It's free. It motivates me to keep coming out here and working on this car. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to call it with this video. I again appreciate you guys. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like. I have a big mess to clean, so I'm going to go ahead and get on that and get started on the next episode. Peace.